All right, we're doing kind of a fun one today. I used Leonardo.ai to try to generate some concepts of what the 2A versions of the Frankenstein and living armor might look like. And man, it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. It struggled with the Frankenstein. It struggled to come up with anything good for the Frankenstein. We got some really good stuff for the living armor, though, so let's go ahead and bring up the window. I also wanted to do this one at a time, but it won't let me bulk download, and then so that I can pull them up individually, and I can't pull them up like this and scroll through in a way that like works. So we're just going to look at them like this, okay? I'll go ahead and show you these. So if you remember, my free-to-play account was called Paul Titty. At some point, I was trying to generate an image, so I just put a guy whose name is Paul Titty, and this is what it came up with. And I don't know why, but that's what it did. So then this morning I tried some prompts without an image reference, right? I explained in ChatGPT what I wanted, had it help me write a prompt for Leonardo, and I brought it over here, and I mean, they look like they're Summoner's War-esque, but they're not Frankensteins by any stretch of the imagination. This one tried to write Frankenstein, I think, but it missed. So anyway, I gave it a reference image and gave it a few different descriptions to try to make some things happen. So let's go through and look at it. We started with Tractor because I just Google searched and Tractor was the first Frankenstein that came up. So we dropped him in and tried to get some images of him and what he might look like. So like, this is kind of cool. Also, dude, it struggled with the faces. We might need to change the overlay so I'm not blocking. I guess I can do like this, I reckon, and you guys can see them. Let's resize this window a little bit so that you can, maybe we'll just do it like this, and I'll pull this over here a little bit, and that way you'll be able to see them. All right, I guess we're gonna do it like this. So this was the first one it gave me, which, like, it's not a Frankenstein. He's more of a vampire than a Frankenstein, I think. But there's something there, kind of cool, right? And then this one, again, it really took some liberties with the face. We sort of got the bolts there. Not really. I'm not sure we got any good Frankenstein ones. This one's close, actually. We got a little bit more going on up here. You know what I mean? Sort of kept the essence of him, but it missed some, like it missed the bolts. It missed some stuff, you know? Another one here. I don't know why it struggled so bad with the face. I also don't know why he keeps his blue head but gets a white body. I don't know what that's about. Then we've got this one, which I just don't really understand how. We have like action figure legs here. Yeah. And I didn't tell it to do anything with the face. I didn't tell it to do anything with the face, and we got this, which is so far away. And the prompt was, make him look more evolved, advanced, stronger, and cooler. I just went with cooler because, like, I'll see what it does. Preserve his original essence, but take him to the next level. I started out because I wanted to see what it would do with vague, like if I let it have the creative liberty. And then over time, I got more and more specific with what I wanted. But I was kind of curious to see what it would do if I used words that, like, left room for it to make decisions. And it did that. Here we've got, like, a fat... Kind of scary, though. Like, I guess in the sense that he's kind of scary. It's cool. This one's pretty interesting. We struggled a little bit here. It struggled with the hands, and at some point I started to tell it, like, I want lightning around the arms and body. I want more lightning swirling around, and it really struggled. And with the living armor, I tried to get it to do like an aura, and it wouldn't. It struggled with that as well. I don't know why. I don't know why it couldn't do that, but This one's not so bad, honestly, in comparison. It looks like a Frankenstein. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit more like, I don't know the word. I don't want to say realistic, but you know what I mean? Like, that's not terrible, but I don't know if it's enough to be the Second Awakened version of the Frankenstein. You know what I mean? It's just like a different take on him. Here, we really, man, just all kinds of extra fingers. No idea how that happened. And again, at a certain point, I started typing in every prompt, don't change his face. Just leave. And it was like, no, I'm going to change his face, bro. His face is getting changed. And, you know, your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. Here we go. We got a little something going on here. He's, you know, giving you finger guns, kind of. Every one of them has a weird face. So at this point, this is when I was trying to get an aura on him, and I was like, I want more lightning on the arms. I want an aura as if he was turning Super Saiyan, is what I typed. And we got this, like, cockeyed. Honestly, upon closer inspection, it's not terrible at a glance. He's a lot bigger. He's more muscular. They actually did get some of the lightning on the arm like I wanted. He does look a little bit too much like a Dragon Ball Z character, and we really struggled here in the face. But actually, from like a baseline conceptual level, that's not really that bad. I think it's the only one that even remotely captured lightning like I wanted it to. I also didn't give these a real close inspection because I kind of wanted to save that for the video. So some of these I'll kind of be reacting to for first time. I did quick glances, but again, that's just a little bit too Dragon Ball Z. I think that this one's actually not bad. This might be the best one so far. Aside, if you remove this, I like this one actually. I think there's something to build on there. Again, just looks a lot like a Dragon Ball Z character. Kind of cool, not bad. Actually, I don't think I need to keep backing out. I think I can do that. Yeah, all right. Sorry, if that's been driving you nuts, my bad. We won't, we'll stop doing that. Again, yeah. Yeah, this one, we're back to this. I don't know. Who does that look like? That looks like something, a face from something I watched recently. Oh, it looks like from the Trolls movie. If you've watched the Trolls movie, the chick, the troll that's like, she gets the makeover. She's like the fat ugly troll that gets the makeover later in the movie. That's what she looks like. That's just straight up her face from the Trolls movie. That's just a dude. That's just a dude, man. Yeah, again, I don't, like, that's an egg. Look, make him look as though he's evolved to a new level of power. He needs to be taller, bigger, have electricity swirling around his arms and body, and just appear much more powerful. Again, still kind of trying to be vague, but getting kind of more specific. And this is what it gave me? That's wild, bro. You pranking me. Like, are you... Get out of here. What is going on? Put him in a black diaper, dude. Sort of tried to get some aura there. Respectable effort. Didn't quite capture it, but respectable effort. Not quite sure how to feel about the rest of what's going on here, but there you go. Just, the faces were always so different from one another. Like, I was having it generate 4 at a time as well. The faces are always so different from each other. I don't really get the... It kind of tried to do an aura. Okay. I didn't catch this earlier. There's an attempt at an aura there. Maybe I need to describe it differently. Maybe aura is too difficult of a term for it to, like, try to do something with. But it did try. It did try to do an aura. So, again, respectable effort. Didn't catch that. Yeah, it looks like it tried it on a lot of them. This is a nightmare. That's a bad dream I'm pretty sure I've had. It like changed the art style completely on this one. Weird, dude. A little bit of lightning again. It's trying. What is going on here? Oh shit. I might need to blur that. Yeah. All right, how much farther we got on these? So we got a few more and then we get up into the living armors. Here we went with like realistic. Oh, man, what is going on? It was very interesting to see, generating 4 at a time, how different they all would be from each other in the same cluster. Like what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Oh, me. All right, yeah, a few more of these. No idea what's going on. Terrible. Looks like a sloth from Goonies. This is where I was getting to the point where, like, all right, I think it's time to move on to the next thing. Like, looks like those really old wrestling action figures where you could like squeeze the legs and their arms would go up. That's what he looks like to me, with the ridiculously big bodies. Okay, so now we get into the living armors, and we got some really cool ones. This was the first batch of living armors, and there's a couple of them in here that like I think would be passable, honestly, as the 2A version. Like this is sick, dude. And it gave him legs. In a lot of cases, it went ahead and turned him into a full-bodied, like armored knight kind of thing. And some of them are really good. It did a really good job on these. And I had a PNG for this one, so it seemed to do a lot better with a PNG. So then I went back and grabbed a PNG of Bulldozer. So we'll have some more Frankensteins after we get to the end of these. But like this, dude, that is sick looking, man. It struggled a few times with the hammer, with this part of the hammer. Sometimes it turned the hammer into a second, like little knight, which is kind of a cool idea. But almost looks like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a mech or something. What's the word I'm looking for? Zord from is that what they were called in Power Rangers? This one almost got some like human face in there, but kind of a dope concept. This was another one that I think is really sick. It kept the cape even. Again, kind of struggled out here with the hammer, but I think we could use our imagination. But like, kind of rough and beat up. Pretty dope. I think that one came out pretty well. This one, another one. The colors are real sharp. I like the color scheme. Not bad. This one we got a lot more detail, I feel like, than some of the others, and it's also really badass. I really like this helmet. Again, you kind of got to fill in some of the gaps with your imagination, but I'm a big fan of that one. Here we start getting some different color schemes. I think at some point I told it to start being more dynamic with the colors, and it started throwing some extra stuff in. So like this one, the glowing at the knee joint, and then if this would glow as well, maybe the same color, and then a thing here. I think there's really some cool potential with this idea. I'm wondering too what they're gonna do, like actually with the living armor. Like, are they gonna give him legs, or it'd be interesting to see which direction they go in with this. Not a huge fan of this one. I don't know, something about it. It's kind of globby. It's supposed to be metal armor, and that one looks kind of globby. You know what I mean? This one, however, interesting. And decided to kind of give him a different pose, which it didn't do many other times, but I didn't catch this one earlier. That's not bad, actually. If we kind of keep this idea for the whole thing, it could be like that could be the end of the hammer, and then you have the thing here, and then another one of those. Interesting idea, I reckon. I tried the Super Saiyan thing again. This is when I started telling it give me an aura, like an electric aura in the background, and it just would not do it. So I went with Super Saiyan. It's kind of badass, honestly. But I mean, it's just straight up a character out of Dragon Ball Z. So here's another one. That looks like Colossus. That looks like an old X-Men drawing. X-Men meets Dragon Ball Z meets Living Armor. Here we got real psychedelic with the color scheme, but I don't hate it. I don't like visually the colors. I don't know if I love the helmet. I don't think this goes with the rest of it at all. But it's kind of cool. Like it feels futuristic to me. It feels like a futuristic concept. Oh no, where were we? Here. I don't love it. Didn't do much for me. I don't know why. Just didn't do much for me. This one's pretty awesome, actually. Yeah, I get like, I don't know why I get like Egyptian vibes out of this one. Like Pharaoh type energy. That's just an old cartoon. That's an old Transformers drawing. Here's one where where he turned his hammer into like a little assistant, which I don't know. Maybe that's what they'll do. I really, really do like this one though. I think it all goes well together. This coming out, it gives me kind of like BioShock, steampunk vibes. But I do think this one is really cool, and I love that it did that. Just for no reason, it was just like, you know what? I'm gonna turn the hammer into somebody. This is another one that I look at and think like it could probably be something similar to this. I think that's pretty. I feel like that's fitting. You know what I mean? That looks like a further advanced version of Copper to me. So I feel like there could really be something here with this concept. This looks like an older version of, like a He-Man version of Copper. Love the colors here. Don't know where it pulled these colors from, but really do like the colors. And again, I don't hate the concept, actually. Kind of works. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yet another example of one that looks like I would believe that's Copper. You know what I mean? Yeah, that one's good. Kind of the same as the last one, but a bit of a different art style. And then again, made a little statue down here. All right, how many more living armors do we have? We've got a few more, and then we get up to the Frankenstein's, and man, we learned quickly that it was not the PNG that was the issue. It just struggles with the Frankenstein. Cartoon Network-y vibes on that one. Sick. This one's real sick. That's a straight up drawing. Not sure what happened here, but the rest of him, Metroid Prime, Copper, like that one's really dope. That's one of my favorites, I think. We even got like a good glow here in the middle, kind of like Iron Man. Don't hate this one either. It did so much better on the living armor. I like most of the ones for the living armor. Again, this is odd. I don't know what happened here, but I like most of them for the living armor, and I like basically none of them for the Frankenstein. This looks like concept art. It even drew it up like concept art. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I like this one. Again, I would believe that's copper. This is almost a dick and balls. But beyond that, I would believe that. That's a passable copper, dude. Interesting. I feel like I typed Iron Man at some. No, that was with Bulldozer. Okay, so now it's just somebody's dead. Like it's so weird that it did this. It stayed a little bit more true to his form, just kind of changed the art style. But some of these are rough, dude. Again, it looks like somebody just was like, this is Bulldozer, but in this particular art style. We got a white man's ear for some reason on his green skin. Zero idea why he's like sort of in a fur thing. Just zero ideas. And he looks like is it Ronald Reagan? Is it old Ronald Reagan that he looks like? Again, I don't even know how to begin to explain where it pulled this out of. It looks nothing like the other concepts that it got delivered with. It's just some kid's face on this weird whole thing that has nothing to do with anything else that was going on. Terrible. Terrible. And I think we've started. I haven't started yet. At some point, I do start saying, "Don't change his face." It finally did the more muscular thing. Actually, if we remove this part, that's not terribly unreasonable. Excuse all the extra fingers and stuff, but like keeps trying to turn him into an animal. Yeah, just keeps turning him into different animals, and I have no idea why. Is it Willem Dafoe? He's got makeup on for this one. I don't know why. I think I started trying to get it to put him in like iron armor, and at one point I think I type Iron Man and we get some interesting ones. That is just terrible, dude. Now this was one that we got. This was one of the ones that I saw and thought, that's pretty interesting actually. And that it like delivered me one of these unexpectedly, and I was like, actually it's not a bad idea to like turn his clothing into something that kind of looks like iron armor in a way. So that's the direction I started trying to go in, and I feel like conceptually this is pretty sick. There's something here. I cannot even fathom where it pulled this from, but the rest of this I think is kind of cool. I don't think it necessarily fits. I really think he should just look more like a Frankenstein, because you know what I mean, like less like a dude dressed up as Frankenstein and more like a Frankenstein, if that makes sense. But I don't know which direction they're going to go in with it, but I do think that looks cool. And then we got this one immediately after it, and it does not look cool at all. It's terrible. Again, that one I'm not even going to bring up because it's awful. And that's where I started saying, do not change it. I said, do not change his face. And it gave me that. Could not have changed his face more. But again, if we remove this part of it, I do like what's going on here. I think there's some cool ideas here with this one. So, just terrible. That's where I said Iron Man. And it was like, okay, I'll just give you Iron Man shaped like Bulldozer then. All the other stuff I typed, and it was like, no, you're just gonna get Iron Man, all right? Another Iron Man. It did Iron Man armor in the shape of his hair. And then I think I changed it to like iron body armor here. And again, do not change his face. And it didn't. It looks just like Bulldozer. You'd know exactly who that was. Do not change his face. Put him in like a fishnet. Too much. You know what I mean? I wanted his clothing to look more like armor. This one's kind of interesting. It kind of did what I wanted here. I don't know what happened here. Little over the top with what I was asking it to do. But it did it, except the changing his face part. Like, I could not get it to keep his face. Looks like it's from, like... What's that old show? That old Nickelodeon show? Where they look like that. I can't think of the name. And then that's the last one we did. And I was like, all right, we're never going to get anywhere with the Frankensteins, apparently. But anyway, that's it. That's a quick look at just some ideas we played around with AI. I'm very excited to see what they do. They've killed the design every time they've done 2As, so I'm pretty interested to see which direction they go in with these. And, you know, maybe they're still figuring it out and they're going to watch this video and take some inspiration. And maybe the 2A Frankenstein is going to look, you know, like this. So, anyway, just a dumb video. Just a silly video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think. Are you excited about the 2A Frankenstein and Living Armor? And if you got any ideas about what you think they might look like, let's hear them. I'm getting out of here later.